They might have been too, they weren't impressed by the agenda. They didn't announce planning commission yesterday either. I sent them the agenda and I think they were too bored with it. It's like, we don't even need to announce that one.
We're live.
All right, y'all ready? All right, it's 6 p.m., so I'm going to call the November 10th Upson County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. First, we'll have our invocation and pledge, so please rise.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come with bowed heads and humble hearts, thanking you for all your many blessings. We thank you for life, health, and strength. I pray special blessing on all our service members, men and women, and all the veterans that have served this country honorably. Pray for the first responders and all the others that are dealing with this deadly virus that the coronavirus that we're in. We ask you to bless this board, their families, and bless every member that's represented in tonight. Help us to make decisions that are best interest in the community and are pleasing in your sight. This I ask in thy precious Son's name. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first on the agenda is a public hearing. It is a rezoning for 420 East County Road from AR to C2. The applicant is Roland Hockenholt of Thomaston, Georgia. First, is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, just show of hands. All right. So do we need to call Mr. Hockenholt?
Yes, sir. We don't have any public comments other than he wanted us to call.
All right, this is his.
That's his cell.
So, change numbers. And we're not plugged in.
Oh. I used it earlier. It was ringing earlier. Did it unplug?
Just plug this one here. Okay, there we go. Just no lights, the lights went out.
He doesn't want to have any comments, just listen.
No, he may have comments, but we had no others.
Gotcha.
Hello?
Mr. Hockenholt.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Make sure it's not muted.
Hello?
Yes.
Should be good screen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we got it. You are live at the Board of Commissioners meeting, public hearing for your rezoning request. You have the floor. You may make a presentation, and then the commissioners may have questions. The floor is yours, sir.
It was at one time zoned, but unfortunately, I stopped receiving the bill, and somehow it came out of being zoned. But I do use it for my carpet cleaning equipment, cleaning rugs, and also I was having people to see me there in order to handle carpet cleaning and furniture cleaning matters.
All right, is that all you need, all the comments you need for tonight? Do you have anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay.
Wife did do paperwork there, and she would like to go back to doing that.
All right, thank you. So, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor? So we'll go into the staff report, and then if we have any questions, Mr. Hockenholt will address you during that time. Mr. Craig.
Okay.
Staff report.
Very good. This is a rezoning request from Mr. Hockenhall for his property on 420 East County Road from AR to C2. This is for purposes of reopening his carpet business that's been in its location, according to our records, at least going back to the 80s. The C2 zoning district does permit any consumer business or service, and this type of business would fall under that zoning district. On site, you've got a 1,600 square foot metal building on a 1 acre property. This is just west of the Potato Creek Heights area or neighborhood. What has happened here is that, and this is the record according to what we have in our files, occupation tax for this business was paid from 88 to 96, and then from 28 to 2020. The 2018 to 2020, when he came in and we discovered that he hadn't been paying since 96, which was before any of the staff that is in the office now worked there. When he stopped paying that, he lost, of course, the grandfathering of the business because the zoning didn't come into effect until 95. So his business precedes zoning in Upson County. So there wouldn't have been any zoning in 88. And then when he came in, he decided not to rezone the property at the time because it lost its grandfathering. It was AR. His home is right behind this, so he decided, well, I'll be a home-based business. And that's what he did in the 18 to 22 years, or 20 years. And then he just recently came in and decided to rezone the property. So this really is tied into that occupation tax grandfathering or legal non-conforming use being lost. Now you can see that in the area, AR is the dominant zoning, but it's not a dominant use. You're just going to see that there's really a mix of uses. This is a description of the type of activity that should be in AR versus C2, general guidelines. And then through state law as well as our own ordinance, there are standards by which the Planning Commission and the Board of Commissioners are to review these requests, and these are those standards. The staff analysis, the proposed use, of course this use has been there for a long time, as long, preceding zoning even, just a matter of how active it was, whether customers were coming or not, and then that little period of time where he was running his business out of his house or not. Obviously, this is a very low intensity use for a commercial type use. Not a lot of activity, not smokestacks, not a lot of noise, no products outside, etc. There is C2 zoning in the area to the east and west, but it's not immediately adjacent, and we will go over the zoning map as part of your staff report. Staff recommends approval, and then at the Planning Commission meeting of October 12th, they also recommended approval unanimously, 5-0. However, they request that a condition of that approval be imposed, and that the C2 zoning is for a carpet cleaning business only. There was concern that other C2 uses may not be as appropriate, and so there's certainly many precedents for you to place this type of condition on the property. This is the aerial. This is off the tax assessor's website. They do have 2020 aerials now, so these are up to date. So this is the very wooded property here, and then you'll see Northside Baptist, Jehovah's Witness Church here. You've got manufactured homes here, single family over here. Then you've got commercial here, and then of course you get towards US 19, and there's the commercial in that area. Here is the zoning. You can see the dominance of the AR, even though the uses are a little bit more mixed than the zoning. Of course, churches are allowed in AR by special exception, although these churches probably precede special exception, maybe even, and the zoning. You've got city area here, that's the multifamily. Here's that C2C, which is next to Potato Creek. You may be familiar with that zoning area when we dealt with the Fortner case. And around the corner, there's a small C2 also. that's it. That's what the lot looks like from County Road. And that concludes the staff report, Mr. Chairman.
All right, are there any questions or comments?
I have one. Are there any hazardous chemicals involved? Just, any hazardous chemicals involved in cleaning out here?
That would be a good question for Mr. Hockenhull. He does not do most of the cleaning there. I think he does some cleaning, but I don't know how much that is. Basically, this is a go-to the homeowner and clean the carpet. But he could clarify those things.
We probably didn't hear you.
Mr. Hockenhull, is there any,
I'm listening.
is there any
No,
hazardous?
there's some hazardous chemicals used there.
Okay.
Any other comments? All right, is there a motion on the rezoning?
I'm for motion that we follow the state recommendation.
All right, a motion to approve by
With the
Commissioner.
condition?
With the conditions right here.
Right.
Motion to approve with the conditions as presented by Commissioner Wiley. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Seconded by Commissioner Jones. All right.
Where will only remain carpet cleaning.
Right.
All right. Jessica?
Commissioner Wiley,
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes. All right, thank you, Mr. Hockenhull. That concludes.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Under the consent is October 27th, 2020 joint project budget meeting minutes, the October 27th, 2020 regular meeting minutes, approval of the 2021 holiday schedule, and approval of the 2021 Board of Commissioners meeting schedule. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
I second it.
All right, call for a vote.
Commissioner Wiley,
Yes.
Commissioner Ellington,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes. All right. The next item is new business, which there is none, and goes into our comments. I don't know if Mr. English is able to hear us or talk, but is there any comments from you, Mr. English?
Tell them to shake it,
No.
please. I said, tell them to shake it. I would say no.
County manager.
Mr. Vice Chairman, just a couple of items. One, as all of the commissioners saw right before we came into the meeting room, the budget books are complete, and I know that the clerk had reached out to you all about potential dates, and I think we got an affirmative from 2 or 3 commission meetings, but if we could just potentially, what was the date and time again?
The 19th, we didn't set a time.
Okay, the 19th. The goal would be to try to get all of it done in one day. As I mentioned during the work session, the staff had been given guidance that the board would like to see all the presenters this year. So we feel like it would take, in my estimation, that's probably a 4 to 5 hour endeavor. I mean, just to be conservative. So if that's okay with the board, I think considering the nature of our having to do business in a pandemic, it would probably be better for everyone involved to try to do it in one day, and we can just cycle people in and out, keep our distance, potentially probably do it in this room, and then just get through it just very diligently. So if that date works for everyone, the staff would like to go ahead and start scheduling presenters for that time. And obviously some of the budgets will be very easy and very quick, and some of them do have a lot of changes in them from year to year, and we'll have to spend a good amount of time on some of them. But I think, my estimation, we can get it done in a total of 5 hours, and that would include all your constitutional officers too, to be invited to present as well. So I just wanted to point that out, that I think we were still looking for feedback from like 1 or 2 commissioners, and that way we could go ahead and get the ball rolling, go ahead and schedule a a public hearing for our next meeting so that if citizens wanted to come speak on the budget, they'd have that opportunity to do as well. And then we'd probably look for adoption the first meeting in December, assuming the board was comfortable with it.
And I think I was one of the ones still haven't responded, and I think that, I mean, that should work for me. I don't know
Okay.
if anybody else has any conflicts for the 19th, but I saw your response. I think Norman was okay with it.
9 a.m.
19th.
until, or 8 a.m. until.
We'll do
Hey,
that.
well, okay.
You might call.
Early, you know me, earlier the better. Yeah.
Is 8
That's
better
just
for
my
you?
goal. I can do it at 8. I mean,
8 would be my
How
preference,
about
but
7?
seven works for me too.
that way, if we start at 8, the employees show up at 8, the first one can show up here, make a presentation, and we can move through, give us time. We're not gonna get this completed before lunch, there's no way.
Yeah.
Lunch break. Yeah.
I'll take a lunch break. and
Well, I think-
Knock it out.
Staff would have food available for the commission here, so
I'll eat sandwiches.
we'll get you what
I'll
you
eat
need.
those sandwiches.
Well, great, that's good news.
So we shoot for the 19th at 8 start
Excellent.
time. Okay.
And then I do want to, Mr. Vice Chairman, the other item that I had, that I did share with the board during the work session, but now since it's been made public to the rest of the staff, I just wanted to officially announce the retirement of our finance officer, Wayne Sandifer, and just take a minute to publicly thank him for all the hard work that he's put in for his, I believe, close to 9 years here on staff. But especially for the 2 years that I've been able to spend with him, I feel like when you look at the county's finances during that time, during his 9-year tenure, and then the 2 years since I've been able to work with him, and I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure and a joy to work with him, and he deserves a good chunk of the credit for getting us back on the right financial track. So I think it would only be fitting to mention that, you know, we're certainly going to miss him, but he has had a long, distinguished career, not just with us, but with Yamaha and a few other stops in his career. He has earned his retirement, and we're very happy. Although we're sad to see him go, we're very happy for him to be able to enjoy this next stage of his life. So I just wanted to say, just from me and the other staff members, thank you to Wayne for everything that he's done. And although we're disappointed, we're happy that you're taking that next step. So, and those were the only 2 items I had, Mr. Vice Chair.
All right. Got big shoes to fill. I've only worked with him for the 2 years, but he seems to be very knowledgeable in his field. So I congratulate him and wish him the best of luck, and thank him for all his hard work for the county. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and start off the commissioner's comments. 2 things. So Friday, Jason and I actually went out and toured the progress of the courthouse re-roofing project. It was pretty neat to be able to get up there and go up the scaffolding and see everything, and making some great progress. They probably have it close to being dried in now. I think they were close when we went Friday. The one thing I will say is there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. When you walk up that scaffolding and get to see the exterior of the building, not from the ground, but right there next to it, definitely needs some TLC. So I'm looking forward to potentially getting something from, you know, staff and the facilities department on what would be the next steps, what would be some of the areas we would try to tackle on the exterior, and then the interior of the building once we do get that building dry. So just a side note there. And then also just want to congratulate the staff on, I saw the press release today for the hiring of our rec director, and I think from what I can see and everything that's been told, I think she's going to do a great job, and looking forward to some of the new things she's going to be able to bring to the table. So I appreciate all the hard work. I know that was an extensive process for you guys, so thank you. And that's all I have. Commissioner Jones, anything?
If anybody's watching YouTube tonight, I appreciate y'all watching. And just remember all our veterans. Every ward has come along. And God bless every one of them. That's it.
Yeah, I have a couple of ones. First, I want to thank all the support I have in the re-election during the voting a few days ago. I thank you all for supporting me and give me another turn here. And I also want to kind of comment on the retirement of Mr. Wayne. I had the pleasure to work with him when I was chairman at Flint Tech. He was a finance officer there, and he did a fine job there, and I enjoyed working with him, as I have since he's been here. And we have some pretty big shoes to fill with our position too. And again, thanks to all the veterans, the Martin Veterans Day. Don't forget to thank the veteran for sacrificing and protecting our freedom. That's all I have.
Alright, Commissioner Hills.
I got several things, I guess. First of all, I would like to congratulate the chairman who's not present here tonight on winning his re-election, and I look forward to serving another 4 years with him, and also to Commissioner Wilder for his re-election. I look forward to serving with you another 4 years. And I also want to state to the people in District 2 that voted for me, around 3,460 votes that I'm proud of. I actually picked up some votes from my first election. It might have been because I was the only one on the ballot, but I do appreciate those votes. We have some board appointments to various boards coming up that we will be appointing people to in the month of December. That is on our schedule, right, to do that in December.
They have generally been waiting until January. I think we should probably get back on a schedule of doing it in December.
Right, because they should take over the first
Correct.
meeting of the year, they should be. But we do have board appointments coming up, and I encourage anybody in the community that is interested in getting involved in your community at different levels through these appointments. If you're interested, typically you can find this information on our website. You can find this information in the paper. Sometimes it's announced on the radio, and if you're interested, just call the county commissioner's office and tell them what you're interested in, and they'll get you the information and get you where you need to be so you can apply for these positions. We're always looking for good people to apply for these positions, and these boards are important to our community. Veterans Day, be sure to thank a veteran. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. I just ask the public to keep that in mind. Staff, great job. I hadn't met her, but on the new director, I'm looking forward to working with her. Seems like she's got some great credentials. Let's see. That's all I got.
Alright, any other comments, last words? Alright, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
This is the seat that does it, right?
I was about to do it.